It's Kevin with Earth 2 Mastery, and what are we doing tonight? The same thing we do every night. We try to take over the world. Okay, guys, grab your coffee because you're going to want to be awake for this one. Today, we are going to go over what the periodic bonus is, how you get it, how often you get it, and when it will stop. All right, first things first, if you decide to buy new tiles on earth2.io, please remember to use my discount code in the description down below and probably pinned to the top comment. I really appreciate it. It's what keeps my channel going. I'm also starting to get commercials on my channel, so I'm going to try to see if I can place them in a way that's least obtrusive to the video itself. But I do appreciate you guys watching through those so that I can monetize my channel a little bit. I'll let you know how much I make too, in case you're interested in how much YouTube pays creators. Okay, also, if you use my code, like the video and leave a comment down below, each day I will be picking a random comment to win land on our new island in Myanmar. So you could be part of our guild if you aren't already, or you could get extra land if you are. The links to the guild and the land are in the description, so you can view all the places where we have strongholds and join the guild and Discord if you want to. Okay, so periodic bonus. Now, I believe this used to be called land class income in our transactions. I just got lit today. Did you? Okay, so here's a little bit of lit that I've been getting. As you can see, because I bought that city center in Myanmar, and Myanmar has been selling. And we're getting a little bit of income here. So E, we know, is equivalent to the US dollar. Who knows? Maybe it stands for essence. Maybe it stands for the Earth 2 token. We don't really know, but it's Earth money for now. So you can see we get 1, 2 cents, 3 cents. And that depends on who's buying in which country and which country you own your tiles in. Let's go over to... I did want to mention right here, they did put a note on the front page, probably because people have been so up in arms about it, because here on the country performance, they have the E in front of the dollar. So people are probably like, oh no, where'd my dollars go? I've seen people asking that in the Discord and on Facebook. It says the Earth 2 in-game credit is represented by E dollars. Nothing has changed. And remember, Shane already assured us that the E dollar is equivalent to a US dollar. Probably changed that for liability reasons. Let's go over here. The reason that people are upset that they changed the name to periodic credit in the transactions is because they didn't know that it was always called a periodic credit. On the FAQs, it's been called a periodic credit from the beginning. I think they changed it. People were expecting to get it every single day, including me. I prefer to get it every day, obviously. I want to get as much as I can so I can buy new land. But it's not necessarily due to us every single day. The referral system periodic credit is calculated on the amount of value of each future sale, meaning that a percent of those sales will become periodic credit. Or it is calculated on the number of sales per country, meaning that more sales are in a country, the higher the periodic credit is for those properties. Okay, and they said, yes, the periodic credit distributed is based on all new land sales inside that country, and it is dependent on how many tiles you own of that particular class. Okay, that means... if you are in a country, and this is hypothetical, but if you own land in a country that does not sell any new tiles that day, you will receive no land income tax for that day, right? You will not receive any land income tax on that property until enough people buy land that it generates at least 1 penny for your land and class that you own. Okay, so you aren't necessarily going to get land income tax every single day. I know that at the end of December, the land income tax system was broken. We went maybe 2 weeks without getting any land income tax. When they started it back up, they said they were going to be running the land income tax from the days that were missed. I still don't know if I've gotten it, or if I've been getting it fairly regularly, not at the same time and not every day, but I've been getting it fairly regularly since they fixed it. But I don't know if they ran it for backdated dates or not. So it's impossible to tell. In the sorting system that they have on the transactions, it doesn't tell you which days the land income tax you have earned are for, and it doesn't tell you It doesn't even lump it together in a total for the properties. It pays it out in a penny and a penny and a penny. So if you have a lot of tiles, it's impossible to tell how much you even got. unless you really spend a lot of time doing that. Here we go. Want to go over here to this other page and show you that the periodic credit is dependent on what class of tile you own. So the only difference between 1, 2, and 3 is the periodic credit, and class 4 even may generate some periodic credit occasionally. Okay, so you're not necessarily going to be getting periodic credit every day. You're not necessarily going to be getting a set amount of periodic credit, and it doesn't matter what class of tiles you own, you may get periodic credit occasionally. Here's a question that they ask about periodic credit. Well, what do you think will generate more periodic credit, class 1 in another country or class 2 in America? And they said, well, that depends on a lot of factors. We haven't started our mainstream marketing yet. But what I will say, just from observation's sake, is that I believe that class 2 income in a large popular country will generate more income than class 1 in a small unpopular country. That is just my opinion. That opinion is based on the fact that that land income or periodic credit is based on percentages of sales. If you have a small country, it's either going to sell out earlier or it's not going to sell as many tiles as the larger country. So that's going to result in a smaller dollar amount as a percentage. And also, the more tiles that are sold, the higher the price of the tiles are. And so your credit will be a higher dollar amount based on that percentage as well. How many class 1 or 2 tiles are in each country? They say they can't disclose exactly how many, but we may be able to determine that. There's been people that have been watching and smarter than I am that have come to a determination, I believe, up to 100,000 tiles is class 1, which I think are all gone unless you buy them in the marketplace. Up to 300, 200, from 100,000 to 300,000 is class 2. From 300,000 to 500,000 is class 3. And above 500,000, we believe, is class 4. So once it reaches 500,000, you get class 4 tiles if you buy new tiles. And there won't be very much periodic credit paid at that point. But it does say you might get it occasionally. So people that say it won't receive any, the FAQs disagree with you. Can a class 1 tile get the same benefit in New York as it would in the middle of Wyoming? Okay, so some people ask about this as well. They wonder if farmland out in the middle of Iowa is going to be as good as beaches in Southern California. Well, as far as foot traffic is concerned, I don't think that it will. But if food is a resource and they stick to the real world dynamics, you may be able to grow more food in Kansas than you can in Arizona, because Arizona is mostly desert or mountains and there's not much food grown there. But up in Kansas, we're growing a lot of food. It's good farmland. So geographical location will probably matter when it comes to resource generation, at least to some degree. It'll definitely matter when it comes to foot traffic, but it's not going to matter as far as periodic credit is concerned. Okay, and here was the difference between the 3 land classes. Okay, so the difference was the periodic credit that you may receive. Class 1 will generate the most, class 2 a little less, class 3 a little less again, and class 4 may also generate some periodic credit. They don't really disclose exactly how much. We don't know the calculations. We don't know the dates that it's paid on, and that's why we don't know exactly what we're owed. So people that think that they're owed land tax, well, you really don't know, because you don't know how many tiles were sold in that country, how many tiles were owned in the country, the percentage at which it has to divide amongst the land classes. There's just a lot of variables that we don't know. So when they run the land income tax and you get it, it's a bonus. Don't worry about if it's paid on the right day or not, because whenever they run it, you'll get paid, and whatever you're due will get credited to your account, and then you'll be able to buy more land or withdraw that from your balance. Okay, so I want to talk about the cases when land income tax will be stopped and why I don't think land income tax should be your focus. They have already said that land income tax is not integral to the long-term aspects of the game. I believe that the reason that we got land income tax to the beginning was just an early adopter bonus. We are all early adopters. You and I are both early adopters because it is still very early in the game. The game was just released in the beginning of November, and it's going to go on for hopefully decades. So we are definitely early adopters. There's still a lot of room for appreciation. There's still a lot of room for tile sales, which means that you will be getting some land income tax as long as you own some tiles in a country that is not sold out. Okay, the land income tax will stop if there are no more purchases in a country. So if a country does not generate good resources, if a country does not generate foot traffic. And if the tile price has reached a point that it is not attractive anymore, I feel like the sales will stop because, or at least slow down to a crawl, because they only pay out land income tax if your tiles generate a penny. It may be such that there are not enough new tile sales in that country to generate a penny, and so you will not see any periodic credit, or you will see it so rarely that it doesn't matter. They've also said that there's going to be a cap on tile sales of 50 billion. Once those 50 billion tile sales are gone, you will not receive any more land income tax in the world at all, because they won't be selling any new tiles. So if you have a country that's full, you won't receive any land income tax. So now your land income tax has stopped. If you have a country that is not popular and is not selling, you won't receive any more land income tax because there are no more new tiles being sold. If the world reaches the 50 billion tile cap, you will not receive any more land income tax because all of the tiles are sold. So land income tax is not the long-term idea behind the game. What we need to start focusing on is foot traffic and resources, and that is all. So resources, we don't know exactly where they're going to be. We were talking about essence, which we think as a community, because I've been talking to people and I've seen what people are commenting, it seems like they think that essence could either be the money that is generated from your land, or it could be the in-game currency possibly, because we're still not 100% sure that they're going to be switching to crypto anytime soon. So that Earth 2 token that I found, it may not actually be in the game. Well, we can't guarantee it's going to be in the game ever, but it may not be in there anytime soon. Maybe essence is something. And they said you combine essence with other resources to make new resources or to build. So it could be that you have to pay to upgrade resources in order to utilize them to build, or the essence could just be another resource that's aside from money, but it could be generated randomly across tiles in the whole world. Or maybe, and this is why I wanted to make this periodic income video today, is that I was thinking it's possible that they replace the periodic income with generation of essence. So when new tile sells, then you receive your land income as essence. So that would mean that almost all tiles across the world would be generating some essence, which means that nobody would be able to monopolize it. And they said it's going to be the first resource in the game, which would make sense that it is some type of an income that they've already been paying us. So who knows, maybe that's the referral bonus. Maybe because they have also said that the referral bonus that I had down below in the description for the 5% off, they've said that that will end at some point as well. I personally don't think that it'll end until all 50 billion new tiles are sold. It may become irrelevant because not enough new tiles are being sold to make it worthwhile, but maybe they pay that out to you in essence instead of in dollars. So there's a lot of possibilities as far as essence is concerned. But I wanted to do this breakdown of the periodic income because a lot of people have questions about it, especially since the name was changed. And now I have the announcement for the person that won the land in our last video. Tell us, Leo. You actually said, when it pulled up the random comment, it had said that you had wanted to be part of our community. You were looking forward to being part of our community. And now you get to be, because I'm going to give you 4 tiles on our island in Myanmar for a penny. So get with me so that we make sure that we give it to the right person. We have to make sure that the username is correct. Make a comment down below or private message me through the Discord. You could even private message me through Facebook if you want to join that Facebook group, and then find me in there and private message me on Facebook. One way or another, you got to get with me and tell me your username and make me an offer on that piece of property so that I can give it to you. It's been good talking to you guys today, and I will talk to you again tomorrow.